Hello everybody, my name is KingStix and today I want to show you how I deal with Marksman junglers, things like Ezreal, Graves, Twitch. Personally, my favorite thing to do is pick a strong counter jungler or a 1v1 person. Now Jax is perfect for this job because his E counters all auto attacks, and Ezreal, Graves, Twitch are pretty much all auto attack reliant. So right after red buff, I usually like to gank mid real quick with my Q and my E. Always start E and then get Q at level 2 for a strong gank. Even though I know I probably won't get a kill, look how much damage I did to him. That's going to give my guy a huge lead. Now I'm going to come over here to his blue, and I even saw a particle through the darkness, which is crazy, and he should be here by now. So even if I didn't see that, I would have came up anyways. Now I'm just going to jump to him with my Eon. He flashes, I flash with him. A little late, I didn't get off the stun, but since I have Storm Raider Surge, I easily chase him down and pick up the kill. That's why Storm Raider Surge is so essential on Jax, because whenever you jump to someone, you do a lot of damage, but a lot of times they get away, but Storm Raider Surge keeps you there. I figure Ezreal's going to come back, and I fuck up hard here. I should have waited for him to walk into the bush and then just start attacking him and then activate my E. Instead, I activate my E and jump on him before he even enters the bush. So now how am I going to get to him whenever he jumps away? Now I don't have my dash. I should have just waited. That way I could start hitting him in auto attack range, applied by red buff and Storm Raiders. But instead, I was a dingleberry and jumped to him. Bear in mind, whenever I play this game, I hadn't slept in a day or two. So my plays might be a little bit sloppy, but overall, they're still solid. Coming up for the Riven gank, give Renekton some room to breathe. I don't really think we were going to kill her. I was just trying to get off as much damage as possible. Renekton does flash. Riven used her flash. So I was a little confused why he used his there. We could have easily have just taken her flash and gotten away with it. Since she backed, me and Renekton wanted to push our wave to the turret. That way they would crash up against her turret and most of them would die before she gets back. Since she did teleport, she didn't lose out on too many, but still it did force a teleport. In general, as a jungler, 9 times out of 10, you want to take the wave and crash it into the enemy turret. That way they lose out on loads of XP and gold. I am going to be maxing my Q first because it will help me stay on the enemy. Maxing E isn't bad. The problem is, even though it gets lower by 2 seconds every time you level it up, it doesn't ever really get low enough to the point where you can use it several times in a 1v1, typically. But I just usually prefer having my Q. So here it's a Mordekaiser Leona. I'm just going to activate my E, jump, and activate it immediately. I wasn't worried about getting one-shotted. And we had the man advantage, so I was just trying to get off a double stun for potentially a double kill. Also, I figured at least one of their flash was down, so if I landed a double stun, we were going to get at least one of them anyways. So here we're going to take Pink Ward, and then since we did just kill Mordekaiser, this is a simple dragon. They can't do much. I'm keeping tabs on his red buff. It's really important to keep track of that kind of stuff since I am a huge counter to him. There's not much he can do, so I'm just going to wait for him to start it, and then I'm going to come out. He's already in the pit pretty deep, so I know he used his E. Can activate my E, hit him, jump to him to finish closing the distance. Now I have Storm Raiders proc and can just keep hitting him. He didn't really get a chance to run since he already wasted his E, so very free kill. Gonna smite it here, take it. I know I said I was going to do an Ezreal Jungle video. I tried out Ezreal Jungle. It's okay. I don't genuinely enjoy it. If I get some better footage, I'll probably upload it, but for now, I'm not too worried about it. Ezreal Jungle is a bit of a niche thing that it works in pretty much every elo, but in general, if the game goes late game and if you don't have a proper tank on your team, then you pretty much lose the game automatically because you don't have the same kind of damage that Twitch Jungle has. And honestly, you might even have less damage than Graves Jungle, or at least you can't counter Jungle quite as hard as Graves since Graves has really solid clears. Ezreal's Jungle clears aren't good at clearing heavy monster camps like raptors, golems, wolves. It's only good for single target. Riven, all out, I go to catch her, but she ends up stunning me and flashing. It's okay trading for flashes in this case since I have a really long built-in dash and she doesn't really have a long built-in dash. She has to use all of her spells. It's actually a better trade for us. Plus, it's going to push her away. We can take this turret. If you noticed, I do have a Tiamat. I like to rush that on Jax Jungle if I have the gold. So if I get 1200, I think it's a really strong item. It gives you insane clears. On Jax, you can even gank from behind, kind of like a Jarvan with your jump. Just make sure you don't stay too long. I could have taken a couple more turret shots, to be honest, to help out Corki, but it's whatever. In my opinion, Jax is kind of like a baby Jarvan. Your jump isn't quite as long, but you do have an AoE CC, which is a little bit more AoE than Jarvan's jump. The only downside to Jax is that Jarvan's jump is better. Jarvan's ultimate is quite a bit stronger than Jax's ultimate. Jarvan can wall off a whole team fight, get away with it, or just do whatever. I mean, Jax's ultimate's a bit of a throwaway ability. It's just a little bit of armor and magic resist primarily. Riven's dead and I'm ahead. I'm going to use this to go into Ezreal's jungle. There's nothing here, unfortunately, and I see him back at his red buff. I should have been keeping better tabs on that, and I should have been over there. But as you see, Leona is prowling it anyway, so I don't know if I would have been able to get it. I'm going to be picking up the attack speed jungle item. If I didn't have a Renekton top and a Nunu support, let's say I had a Fiora top and a Soraka support, so 2 squishies instead of 2 tanks, I probably would have gone Cinderhulk. But since my team is fairly tanky, I can get away with going attack speed. Now, on attack speed Jax, you have to play a little bit more carefully. You don't have near as much health, and you die a lot faster. So your 2 best options are to look for picks or to split push. In general, though, you want to avoid 5v5 team fights on attack speed Jax, especially if you're not fed, because there's not a whole lot you can do. And of course, if your team is fed and your attack speed Jax, you can still team fight because your team will be able to carry you. My sleep deprived bloodlust gets the better of me. I jump onto Leona, and now I'm just going for it. Even though I saw the Mordekaiser spell come in, I kept going. Mordekaiser flash, Leona ignite, and Leona ult. They did blow a lot for me, but it was overall a really stupid death on my part. My team wasn't with me, and I was chasing into darkness onto a tank. Very stupid decision on my part. Right now, I'm not quite sure what I'm building towards. I should have just gone for Ninja Tabbies, in my opinion, because they have an Ezreal jungle and an ADC and a Riven, plus Mordekaiser and Leona are all auto attacks. Here, I just jumped in to get off the double stun, not too worried about it, waiting for Q to come up, jump over the wall. Nunu's got some insane slow, so I knew even though it was going to take me a second to get over the wall, I could easily catch up. Gonna W for the empowered Q, and then just gonna jump to her with Eon, just in case she tries to stun me. That way she won't be able to. No, any champion that has a built-in stun on their auto attack can actually stun you if you're activated your E. Riven comes onto me here. I make sure to smite her, and that's why I'm absolutely winning the trade. Just going to keep hitting her non-stop. I saved my E to bait her, but she uses her flash and doesn't get baited too hard. Nuda comes in to help. Exhaust. I just walk up with empowered W and smack her ass. I honestly outplayed Riven really hard. If I didn't have Smite, she probably would have killed me, but Red Smite is absolutely OP in 1v1s. Ezreal sees me, I'm going to walk up to the bush here since he's not expecting it. He wards it, unfortunately. I stay on him. I flash instead of Q because flash is instant, and I didn't want to miss my E since he used his E right towards the end of mine. I was probably going to miss it if I Q'd. So I flash, kill him, and then I was in a bad spot because his team converged on me, but it's honestly whatever. Since I got the 1-for-1 and killed Riven, it was still worth in my opinion. My team's cleaning them up a little bit. 2-for-4, not a horrible trade. If Baron was up, we could probably do it right now with me, Nunu, and Renekton, but unfortunately, it's just the Rift Herald. I could have gone and taken Rift Herald, but I really wanted that turret, but since they're now protecting it, I mean, we might as well Rift Herald. Nunu's going to wait in the bush, doing his gimpy strategy. I'm just going to walk up, save my E. Well, after I jump in, now I want to use it. It's kind of like a Zarya bubble. If you've ever played Overwatch, typically with Jax's E, you don't want to use it unless they're actually hitting you. The only other exceptions are, of course, if you're trying to stun them really quick for your teammates to catch up, or hold down multiple targets at once. So if they're all stacked up, you might consider using it quicker. I jump on Ezreal, I hit him a little bit. I get massive Storm Raider Surge proc and simply chase him down with my Storm Raider Surge with my Eon and then beat him down. Once again, that is why you take Storm Raider Surge on Jax Jungle. Of course, Fervor would technically be stronger in the late game in a 1v1 against a tanky champion, and Thunderlords might help you burst a squishy faster, but Storm Raider Surge just gives you so much mobility that you can get a lot more kills that you wouldn't normally be able to get. He had over half health, and I just chased him down and beat him up, you know? You can't really do that with any other Keystone. Leona goes in onto me, use my E to block her Q. And right now, we're in a bit of a weird spot. We've killed Ezreal, but our Draven isn't even here, so we're going to kind of get kited around. Great ult by all of them, really. They're taking me down, and since Draven isn't here, we don't have a reliable way to dish out damage. It doesn't really make sense why he's split pushing. Riven could solo him. Mordekaiser could probably solo him. Leona could nearly solo him. Ezreal could solo him. Every single person on their team, except for maybe Leona, can solo him. I honestly don't know why he's split pushing right now. Kind of silly, but it's whatever. They don't actually have a critical strike champion on their team. It's just a lot of AD. I'm going towards a Randuin's right now, but in reality, I should have gone for a Dead Man's Plate instead because the Randuin's crit reduction isn't actually going to do anything. Going for a Dead Man's or a Thornmail would have been for the best. We could honestly fight this right now, but I need my E to be up if we are going to. Draven's going to turn and get off a little bit of damage. I don't think he has any armor penetration yet, so he kind of tickles when he hits. It's not a real hit. Activate E, get off a stun, only onto one person. I immediately jump away so I don't take too much damage. Jax's jump is a really good defensive tool as well as offensive. For example, like you saw there, I could get in there, use my E, try to get something done, and then when it doesn't turn out, I can just jump away to a teammate or a minion. Turning on to the Mordekaiser, jump to him. I got some stacks off on the turret first before jumping to him. That way I could have some extra attack speed. Q to bird person, auto attack smite, and then I flash W, getting the kill. Getting the Titanic Hydra is amazing on Jax because it gives you so much extra burst on your auto attacks. You can surprise a lot of people with it. Great blocking by Nunu. He walks up and body blocks quite a bit for me. I'm fairly low on health, and I know we should just back off. There's an inhibitor open bot that I probably could have gone for, and we just got an inhibitor top. At this point, my team needs to back off. Corki is low on health, and they don't have any ultimates, and they're still pretty much full base turrets. So my team gets picked off because they wait overstay. It's unfortunate, but now that there are 3 down inhibitors, I'm just going to take the red and wait for someone to come out towards this bush. This typically isn't warded, and sure enough, bird person walks straight at me. I have Storm Raider Surge on, so his slow doesn't really affect me. I just keep running at him. If I had, once again, any other keystone, he would have gotten away, but Storm Raider Surge allowed me to catch up to him. Here, and Mordekaiser does look really juicy, but I should have killed Draven first. Draven, he hit me with 1 auto, and you saw how much damage he did like a 5th of my health. And now Draven's just going to turn on me and kill me. And note, when I say Draven, it's the ghost Draven. Like, my own teammate isn't literally killing me. It's Mordekaiser killed Draven with his ult on, so then he had Draven as a ghost. So for all you new people out there, that's what happened. My team is going to take Baron. For some reason, Renekton was just sitting there the whole time, not even helping at Baron. And one of my teammates almost died from it. So it's kind of stupid, but whatever. Now that we do have Baron buff and 3 of their inhibitors, we can just walk it in. There's not much they can do. Riven was up really far, which was strange because she was actually a pretty good player in this game. Don't know what she was doing. Flash Nunu ult, slowing them all down. Activate my E. Mordekaiser is extremely auto attack dependent. His Q is the vast majority of his damage, and that is going to wrap up this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this full commentary guide on how to play Jax Jungle, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah.